Welcome to the first video on special functions. In this video, first we discuss about the solution of Bessel differential equation. So first let us see what is Bessel's differential equation. So an equation of the type x square d square by dx square plus x dy by dx plus x square minus n square into y is equal to 0, where n is some positive number. So this kind of equation is called as Bessel's differential equation. So if you observe here, this is a second order linear differential equation with variable coefficients. So in this video, we try to find out the solution of this equation. So let me consider the Bessel's differential equation. X square d square by dx square plus x dy by dx plus x square minus n square into y is equal to 0. Here if you observe, the coefficient of x d square by dx square is x square. So in this coefficient, if I substitute x is equal to 0, so this term becomes 0. So if the coefficient of d square by dx square becomes 0 for x is equal to 0, then the point x equal to 0 is called as a singular point. So if x is equal to 0 is a singular point, then the solution of such equation is given by y is equal to x to the power k into a0 plus a1x plus a2x square and so on up to infinity. So this is an infinite series. So this is the series solution of the Bessel's differential equation. So this kind of solution exists if x is equal to 0 is a singular point. That means the coefficient of d square by dx square becomes 0 for x is equal to 0. So let me take y is equal to x power k in the bracket a0 plus a1x plus a2x square and so on, where k is some constant, a0, a1, a2, they're all constants, with the condition a0 not equal to 0 be the solution of the given equation. So this equation 2, the solution of equation this 1 can also be expressed as y is equal to summation r from 0 to infinity a to the power r x to the power k plus r. So if I substitute r is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on, so I get this expression. So here I start with y is equal to x power k into this infinite series as the solution of equation 1. Since this 2 or 3, 2 and 3 are one and the same, since 2 is a solution of equation 1, so this y must satisfy the given equation. So for that I differentiate this equation 3 with respect to x 2 times. So I find dy by dx and d square by dx square and substitute in this equation. Then I try to find the value of k as well as the coefficients a0, a1, a2, a3 and so on. So let me differentiate this equation 3 twice with respect to x. So I get dy by dx as summation ar x k plus r into x power k plus r minus 1. So r takes the value from 0 to infinity. Let me call it as number 4. And the second derivative is ar into k plus r minus 1 into x to the power k plus r minus 2. So let me call it as number 5. Then substitute this dy by dx and d square by dx square in the Bessel's equation. So we get, so this is a Bessel equation x square d square by dx square plus x dy by dx plus x square minus n square into y. So here substitute the value of d square by dx square as well as dy by dx. So it is x square into d square by dx square. So d square by dx square is given by this sum. So multiply this by x square. So get summation ar k plus r minus 1 x to the power k plus r minus 2 into x to the power 2. So becomes x to the power k plus r. So you get summation ar k plus r minus 1 into x to the power k plus r. Then plus x into dy by dx. So multiply dy by dx by x. So you get ar k plus r into x to the power k plus r minus 1 becomes x to the power k plus r. Then plus x square into y minus n square into y. So y is given by summation AR x to the power k plus r. So x square into this y becomes AR x to the power k plus r plus 2 minus n square into y is summation AR into x to the power k plus r. So substitute dy by dx, d square by dx square in equation, in this Bessel's equation, equation number 1. So we get this expression. Okay, this is the expression what we have. Here first I equate the coefficient of x to the power k to 0. So to find the coefficient of x power k, so take r is equal to 0. When I take r is equal to 0, I get the term containing x power k. So find out the coefficient of x power k and equate that to 0. So when I take r is equal to 0, I get a naught k into k minus 1 x power k. So the coefficient becomes a naught k into k minus 1. So from this sum, when I take r is equal to 0, I get x to the coefficient of x power k plus 0, that is x power k as a naught into k plus 0, that is a naught k. From the third term, I don't get x power k term. When I substitute r is equal to 0, I get x power k plus 2. So I don't get x power k term here. So ignore this third term. Here if I substitute r is equal to 0, so I get x power k. The coefficient becomes minus n square into a naught. So I get minus n square a naught. So by taking r is equal to 0, the coefficient of x power k will be a naught k into k minus 1 from the first term, a naught into k from the second sum. Third term, I don't get x power k, so ignore the third one. From the last term, I get minus n square into a naught. So equate that to 0. So if you observe here, a naught is common. So take a naught as common. K into k minus 1 plus k becomes k square minus k plus k. So I get only k square minus n square. It is equal to 0. So the product of two terms is equal to 0 means one of them is 0. But we know a naught is not equal to 0. So only k square minus n square has to be 0. So since a naught is not equal to 0, so k square minus n square must be 0. So k square minus n square is 0 means we get k square is equal to n square or k is equal to plus or minus n. So k takes two values, plus n and minus n. So this is by equating the coefficient of x power k to 0. So next, equate the coefficient of x power k plus 1 to 0. So to get the coefficient of x power k plus 1 or the term containing x power k plus 1, take r is equal to 1. When you substitute r is equal to 1, so I get x power k plus 1. So the coefficient becomes, for r equal to 1, it is a1, k plus 1, k plus 1 minus 1. So I get a1 into k plus 1 into k from the first one. From the second term, I get x power k plus 1. The coefficient is a1 into k plus 1. Again, in third term, I don't get x power k plus 1. So it starts with k plus 2. When r is 0, it starts with k plus 2. So I don't get x power k plus 1 here. Here, if I substitute r is equal to 1, I get x power k plus 1. The coefficient is minus n square into a1 is equal to 0. So a1 k plus 1 into k from the first one. a1 into k plus 1 from the second term. Third term starts with x power k plus 2. When I substitute r is equal to 0, I get x power k plus 2. So I don't get x power k plus 1 term from the third one. Therefore, ignore the third one again. From the fourth term, k plus 1 coefficient is minus n square into a1 equal to 0. Here a1 is common. Take a1 outside. So we're left with k plus 1 into k plus k plus 1 minus n square. So k plus 1 into k is k square plus k, and k plus 1 here it becomes k square plus 2k plus 1. So k square plus 2k plus 1 is k plus 1 whole square minus n square is equal to 0. So again the product of two terms is 0 means one of these two should be 0. But the value of k is either plus n or minus n. So if I take k is equal to n, I get n plus 1 whole square minus n square. So n plus 1 whole square minus n square never be 0. Similarly, If I take k is equal to minus n, I get minus n plus 1 whole square minus n square. So this is also not 0. So this bracket cannot be 0. So only option is a1 must be 0. Since k is plus n or minus n, so this bracket cannot be 0. So we have a1 is equal to 0. So by equating x power k plus 1 to 0, what we get is a1 is equal to 0. So remember, k takes the values plus n and minus n, and a1 is 0. Okay. Next, again in this expression, let us equate the general term x power k plus r to 0 for any r. So equate the coefficient of x power k plus r to 0. So the coefficient of x power k plus r from the first term is ar k plus r minus 1. From the second term, the coefficient of x power k plus r is ar k plus r. In the third term, we have x power k plus r plus 2. If I go one step behind this, I get x power k plus r plus 1. And one more term behind this will be x power k plus r. So if I take 2 steps backward, I get x power k plus r term. So if I go 2 steps backward, the coefficient will be a r minus 2. So the coefficient of x power k plus r from this is a r minus 2. And from the last term, the coefficient of x power k plus r is minus n square into ar. So equate that to 0. So from the first term, I get ar k plus r minus 1. From second term, I get ar into k plus r as a coefficient of x power k plus r. From the last term, I get coefficient of x power k plus r as minus n square ar. From the third term here, we have x power k plus r plus 2. If I take 2 steps backward, I get x power k plus r plus 1 and then x power k plus r. When I take 2 steps backward, the coefficient becomes ar minus 2. So one step backward will be ar minus 1 and another step is ar minus 2. So the coefficient of x power k plus r from third term is ar minus 2. Now let us simplify this. From first, second and last term, ar is common and takes ar minus 2 to the right hand side. So we get from the first, second and last term, ar is common. K plus r into k plus r minus 1 plus k plus r minus n square. So in the first two terms, k plus r is common. K plus r minus 1, if I take k plus r common here, 1 remains. So k plus r minus 1 plus 1 will be another k plus r. So I get k plus r whole square and minus n square. And there is ar minus 2 to the right hand side. I get minus of ar minus 2. Now divide by this term. So we get ar as minus ar minus 2 divided by k plus r whole square minus n square. And here r is greater than or equal to 2. For r is equal to 0 and 1, already we got the value. So here r takes the value greater than or equal to 2. So r starts with 2. R is 2, 3, 4 and so on. Now, since we know k takes two values, plus n and minus 1. So case 1, let me take k is equal to plus n. So then we get, so ar is minus ar minus 2 divided by k plus r square minus n square. Here let me take k is equal to n. So I get minus ar minus 2 divided by n plus r whole square minus n square. So by taking k is equal to n, so get n plus r whole square minus n square. So simplify this, n plus r whole square is n square plus 2nr plus r square. So n square get cancelled. So get 2nr plus r square is r into bracket 2n plus r. Now here we take r is equal to 2, 3, 4 and so on. So first let me take r as odd numbers. So r greater than or equal to 2. The first odd number is r is equal to 3. Then r is equal to 5, r is equal to 7 and so on. Already we know a1 is equal to 0. So if I take r is equal to 3 here, I get a3. So a3 is minus a3 minus 2, that is a1 by some number. So I get a3 as minus a1 divided by 3 into 2n plus 3. Since a1 is 0, so this numerator becomes 0. So a3 also becomes 0. So we get a3 is equal to 0. Next, take r is equal to 5. Now take a5. So minus a5 minus 2 is a3. a3 divided by 5 into 2n plus 5. Since a3 is 0, so this numerator again becomes 0. So a5 also becomes 0. In the same manner, we get a7 0, a9 0, and so on. So that means all a's with odd suffixes will become 0. So since a1 is 0, we have a3, a5, a7, and so on, all equal to 0. Next, let us test by taking r is equal to 2, 4, 6, and so on, even numbers. So for r is equal to 2, so I get minus a naught divided by 2 into 2n plus 2. So we don't know what is the value of a naught, so we'll keep a naught as it is. So take 2 common here, I get minus a naught divided by 2 square into n plus 1. So a2 value is minus a naught divided by 2 square into n plus 1. Next, put r is equal to 4, we get minus a2 divided by 4 into 2n plus 4. So by taking r is equal to 4. But we know a2 is given by minus a naught divided by 2 square into n plus 1. Let me substitute a2 is equal to minus a naught divided by 2 square into n plus 1. So if we substitute a2 is equal to minus a naught by 2 square into n plus 1, so this negative sign and this becomes plus. I get a naught divided by 2 square into n plus 1, then 4 into 2n plus 4 in the denominator. So I get plus a naught divided by, this 4 is 2 square and this 2 square becomes 2 power 4. Here in this bracket take 2 common, I write that 2 separately, 2 into, so remaining is n plus 2 and this n plus 1. So I don't write 2 to the power 5. So this 4 is 2 square and this 2 square is 2 power 4. From this bracket, I get 2 common, so I write that 2 here. So leftover term is n plus 2 and this n plus 1. So this is the value of a4 in terms of a0. Similarly, a6 becomes minus a4, put r is equal to 6, get minus a4 divided by 6 into 2n plus 6. Now substitute a4 is equal to this term. So this plus into minus, I get again minus a0 divided by this whole denominator multiplied with this denominator. Here if you observe here 2 is common. If I take 2 common, I get 2 into 6, 12. 12 is 4 into 3. So that 4 into 3, 4 can be written as 2 square. 2 square and this 2 power 4 becomes 2 power 6. And remaining 3 into 2 is 6. So that are written as 3 factorial. And we have a0 divided by, from this I get n plus 3 and n plus 2, n plus 1 as it is. So if I substitute a4 is equal to this term here, I get a0 in the numerator. This minus multiplied with this plus sign remains as minus. Take 2 common here, I get 12 into n plus 3. So that n plus 3, n plus 2, n plus 1 we get here. So this 2 into 6 is 12. 12 is 4 into 3. 4 is 2 square and this 2 power 4 I write as 2 power 6. So remaining 3 into 2 is 6. So that I write it as 3 factorial. So this is a6. In the same manner, if you substitute r is equal to 8, you get a8 as a suffix 8 as, I get plus a0 divided by 4 factorial 2 power 8 n plus 4, n plus 3, n plus 2, n plus 1. So like this we get all the values of a with even suffixes. So we have all a's with odd suffixes is equal to 0 and we got the values of a with even suffixes in terms of a0 like this. Now substitute these values in equation number 2. The solution the series solution what we took for the Bessel's equation. So y is equal to x power k into a0 plus a1x plus a2x and so on. So in this series, we know a1 is 0, a3 is 0, a5 is 0, and so on. So all a's with odd suffixes are zeros. So we don't get the powers or terms containing the odd powers of x. So ignore all the terms containing odd powers of x. Now only substitute a2 value, a4 value, a6 and so on. And already we know a2 is in terms of a0, a4 is in terms of a0, a6 is in terms of a0 and so on. So if I substitute a2, a4, a6, so every term contains a0. So take that a0 outside, a0 common, x power k, we have taken it as n as a first case, so we get x power n. Since I took a0 outside, I get 1 here. a1 is 0, so ignore this second term. a2 is minus a0 divided by 2 square into n plus 1. So a0 is taken outside. So we're left with minus 1 upon 2 square into n plus 1 into x square. So we get x square divided by 2 square into n plus 1. a3 is 0, so ignore this term. a4 is plus a0 divided by 2 factorial 2 power 4 n plus 2 n plus 1. So again a0 is taken outside, we get x power 4 from this divided by the remaining 2 factorial 2 power 4 n plus 2 into n plus 1. Similarly a6 value and so on. So substitute a2, a4, a6 and so on. And here a0 is some arbitrary constant. So I choose a0 as 1 divided by 2 to the power n into gamma of n plus 1. So a0 is any arbitrary constant. So here we choose a0 as 1 divided by 2 to the power n gamma of n plus 1. So let me substitute this a0 in this expression. So we get a0 is 1 upon 2 power n into gamma n plus 1. So I get x power n divided by 2 power n. So this can be written as x by 2 to the power n. And take this 1 upon gamma n plus 1 inside this series, inside this sum. So we get 1 into 1 upon gamma n plus 1. So we get 1 divided by gamma of n plus 1 minus this x square by 2 square, I write it as x by 2 whole square in the numerator. So in the denominator, I get n plus 1 into gamma n plus 1. By the property of gamma functions, we know n plus 1 gamma n plus 1 can be written as gamma of n plus 2. So n plus 1 gamma of n plus 1 becomes gamma n plus 2. Then from third term, x power 4 by 2 power 4, I write this as x by 2 to the power 4, 2 factorial as it is. So we get n plus 2, n plus 1 and this gamma n plus 1. So n plus 1 gamma n plus 1 is gamma n plus 2 and n plus 2 gamma n plus 2 becomes gamma of n plus 3. Similarly, from this term we get x power 6 by 2 power 6 is x by 2 to the power 6, 3 factorial as it is. So n plus 3, n plus 2, n plus 1 into gamma n plus 1 becomes gamma of n plus 4 and so on. So let me write this entire term using the summation. So this x by 2 power n as it is. Let me write this entire thing using summation now. So I have plus, minus, we have alternate signs here. So I get minus 1 power r, where r goes from 0 to infinity. When I take r is equal to 0, minus 1 power 0 becomes plus 1. R is equal to 1, I get minus 1 power 1 as minus 1. So minus sign I get. R is equal to 2, minus 1 square, I get plus 1 and minus 1 and so on. So these alternate signs are taken care by minus 1 power r for various values of r. And if you observe this third term, I have 2 factorial here. So I have nothing. So I'll take this as 1 factorial and this I take it as 0 factorial. So 0 factorial is also 1, 1 factorial is also 1. So 0 factorial, 1 factorial, 2 factorial, 3 factorial and so on. So this can be written as r factorial. When I take r is equal to 0, I get 0 factorial here, which is 1. R is equal to 1, I get 1 factorial, that is also 1. R equal to 2, I get 2 factorial. R is equal to 3, I get 3 factorial, and so on. Next, let us see these powers of x by 2. I have x by 2 to the power 2, x by 2 to the power 4, x by 2 to the power 6, and so on. And this first term can be taken as x by 2 to the power 0. So I have the powers as 0, 2, 4, 6, the even powers. So I take it as x by 2 to the power 2r. When r is 0, I get x by 2 power 0, which is 1. R is equal to 1, I get x by 2 to the power 2 into 1, that is 2. R equal to 2, I get x by 2 to the power 2 into 2, 4, and so on. So the numerators are taken care by this term. And finally, we have gamma of n plus 1, gamma n plus 2, gamma n plus 3, and so on. So for r is equal to 0, I must get n plus 1. For r is equal to 1, I must get n plus 2. R is equal to 2, I must get n plus 3, and so on. So this term becomes gamma of n plus r plus 1. When I take r is equal to 0, I get n plus 1. R equal to 1, I get n plus 1 is n plus 2. R equal to 2, I get n plus 3, and so on. So general term is gamma of n plus r plus 1. So the same thing can be expressed using summation like this. Now let me take x by 2 to the power n inside. So I get x by 2 to the power n into x by 2 to the power 2r becomes x by 2 to the power n plus 2r. So what we got now is the solution of Bessel's equation. We got a solution by taking k is equal to n as a first case. So we denote this sum or this solution by Jn of x. J suffix n of x. So this solution or this sum is denoted by Jn of x. So Jn of x is nothing but summation minus 1 power r divided by r factorial gamma of n plus r plus 1 into x by 2 to the power n plus 2r. So what is this Jn of x? It is a solution of the Bessel's equation 1. This solution we got by taking k is equal to n. So similarly, if I take k is equal to minus n and follow the similar steps, so I get another solution of Bessel's equation, which we denoted by j suffix minus n of x, which is given by minus 1 power r factorial, gamma of, in place of n, we get minus n plus r plus 1, x by 2 to the power minus n plus 2r. So what is this? This is another solution of Bessel's equation, which we got by taking k is equal to minus n. So these two are the two independent solutions of Bessel's equation. So the Bessel's equation is a second order differential equation. And if Jn of x and j minus n of x, if you call them as y1 and y2, if y1 and y2 are two independent solutions of a second order differential equation, then its general solution is given by y is equal to c1 y1 plus c2 y2. That is y is equal to c1 jn of x plus c2 j minus n of x. So therefore, the solution of Bessel's differential equation is given by y is equal to c1 jn of x plus c2 j minus n of x, where c1, c2 are two arbitrary constants, and jn x and j minus n of x are given by these two expressions. So these jn of x, j minus n of x are called as Bessel's functions. So in this video, what we got is the solution of a Bessel's differential equation, which is given by c1 jn x plus c2 j minus n of x, where jn x and j minus n of x are two independent solutions of Bessel's equation. So Jnx is solution of Bessel's equation means Jn of x satisfies the Bessel's equation. Similarly, j minus n of x. So these two are two independent solutions of Bessel's equation, and a general solution of Bessel's equation is given by c1 jnx plus c2 j minus n of x. So we'll stop at this point. In the next video, we discuss about the properties of the Bessel's function. Thank you.